So if you're this far into the video, you should know how to specify the material, switch the units, and assign the global variables. So I just want to show that I have already signed these variables. So again, if you don't know how to do that, I've done that in the beginning of question 5 or question 4, and I think question 5. So that part should be pretty straightforward at this point. I don't think it needs to be included in the video. But looking at this part, doesn't look like it's entirely obvious on which view I should start in. And for me, I think it makes the most sense to start in the right plane or the right view. But again, it's completely up to you. It does not matter. Because to me, I think it's easiest to draw this section and get like the most of the geometry already in one sketch rather than doing the front view. It seems like this would be too much in one sketch. So sketch. Let's start in the right plane. And so it looks like this is symmetric across the horizontal line here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a center line from here to here. And now let's draw a line, and let's just go work our way clockwise. And then I know I'm going to mirror it at the end. So I'm just going to go here. This goes up some bit, and it's a vertical line. This goes somewhere this way, then a horizontal, then an angles, but it's going to be vertical. So boom. Oh, I didn't mean to make it with this. I can make that longer. So let's get rid of that because I don't want it to end there. Just as long as this point and this point are horizontal with each other, that's really what's important. So that's horizontal. And then let's add a line from here to here. And now I can just mirror everything. And again, a quick trick with SolidWorks, if you only have one construction line selected, you can just highlight everything and mirror, and it's going to assume that you want to mirror across that center line. And then now I can specify that the distance between here and here is going to be A, equal to A. And why don't I actually move this, because it looks like I'm gonna have something that's underdefined. So why don't I move this endpoint and make it coincident with the, oh, that's too much too soon. So I'll do that at the end, because it's not going to know the horizontal position of our object. So here, now that we know that this distance, smart dimension, this distance should be D, equal to D. And then it looks like the point from here to here is going to be equal to B. So B. And then this top vertical distance is going to be 45. So here, vertical distance is 45. Oh, looks like that's already determined, right? Because we've already kind of established that by mirroring it, so it should be symmetrical. But we do need to specify that the horizontal distance is supposed to be 40. So here, this is supposed to be 40. And then this distance is going to be equal to C. Nope. Equals C. And again, our whole sketch is underdefined because, as I said earlier, we probably don't know where this ends vertically. So I'm going to make this line coincident or vertical with the origin. I guess I'll just select it this way, select this, and make that our midpoint. Now our sketch is fully defined. Oops. And so now I can say features, extrude base. It really doesn't matter here, but I kind of want to make this center point our origin. So I'm going to make this mid plane, and it looks like it's supposed to be 40 millimeters thick. So 40 millimeters thick. And so now we have it pretty close. At least this is what the right view looks like without the cylinders and that edge there. So now let's slim it a little bit. So sketch, I want to draw on this face, right? Because I want these flat cuts. And again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make like 4 triangles. So here, and then another vertical center line. And then L. I have a triangle that starts here. Boom. And it connects here and connects there. Right? And I know that this is going to have the same dimensions across this horizontal, the same distance across this vertically. And so this distance looks like it actually goes all the way down to the edge. So I can draw this all the way down this way. Let's make this a little bit thinner so this way it actually looks right. So now let's dimension this. This is supposed to be 10 millimeters. Center. And now I can cut that off there. SolidWorks is just taking a little while to keep up. So I'm going to just do a through all, or I could say up to surface, and then I can just do the black plane here, right? But I think through all actually is my only option there because the bottom didn't follow all the way through. So through all. And then it looks like I'm gonna be adding a lot of cuts and features. So I'm just gonna like kind of label these. So front triangle cuts. That way I know when I come back to it what I'm editing or changing. And then what else do I need to add? So now I can add these top cylinders on the top. So why don't I sketch on this plane and choose sketch. Again, it looks like I'm getting it from this view. So it definitely looks like this circle is in the center of the rectangle, but you know, they are giving us specific dimensions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna draw a circle here. I'll give it looks like it has a diameter of E. So let's go into smart dimension. Let's choose E. Really wish SolidWorks was moving a lot faster. Normally it does not move this slow. Is equal to E. And then the vertical distance from this line is supposed to be C over 2. So equals C over 2. And to me, it actually would make more sense to just draw two diagonal lines that connect each other and make it coincident, because it looks like this is supposed to be in the center. But and I'm just going to follow the dimensions that they give me. So here, now I need to know the horizontal distance. So this would also be equal to C over 2. So equals C divided by 2. My sketch is fully defined. I can go to an isometric view now. And I can go to features, extrude base. And this is supposed to be equal to C millimeters tall. Right, so C. And then what I can do here, so I'm just gonna call this like top cylinder. That way I don't start losing all these features. Top cylinder. And I'm gonna just mirror it across the top plane, right? Because it's best to try to use as many already existing geometries as you can. So the top plane and the feature to mirror is this top cylinder. Now that's all set there. Okay, and then now from here, it looks like all we need to do is add this part. So I'm going to zoom in on this sketch since it's only here. So it looks like the midpoint is going to be horizontal with our origin. So let's press Control 1 to look at this from the front view. Control 1, and let's sketch on this surface. It looks like that's where it starts. So now we're in sketch. And let's just draw. I guess there's two ways to go about this. I can either draw a center line and mirror the top and bottom, or I can just draw like a triangle and then fillet the end. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mirror the top and bottom, because whenever I see symmetry, I think mirror. But you can do it your own way. So here, and then I'm going to draw a line that goes from here. It goes up a certain amount, and then it goes all the way to somewhere here, right? And then there's a circle here. And then let's see, this is filleted. And it looks like it has a diameter of 5. Well, this inner millimeter is 5, and then it's offset by 2. So this is not entirely obvious. So how about I start adding some dimensions here? So the angle between here and here is supposed to be 45. So 45. The distance from this center point and here, or the horizontal distance I should say, is supposed to be 18. And the radius of this inner circle is supposed to be 5. This is supposed to be 5. And then it's offset by 2. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm just going to do offset entities, and I want to offset this entity, and I want to do 2 millimeters. And then there. And then so let's actually delete this line. and this line. I guess I don't want to delete that line, but I do want to connect this line with this like that. And then have a line that goes from here straight down. Oops, vertical and tangent. And then I can trim this. Looks like it's still underdefined, so if I want to see how it's underdefined, I can just select it so it doesn't know how tall this is supposed to be. So why don't I specify that? So here to here would be 17.5. Press enter. And then it looks like this line is still messed up. So how about I just delete this? Cancel. Why don't I just trim this? This goes there. And so let's see, let's try to figure out why it's still underdefined. So this is underdefined. I don't know how long it's supposed to be. I know the horizontal distance. How about I just make this and this tangent? All right, and now our sketch is fully defined. And I can just mirror this. And now let's draw a line that connects the 2 points from this center point to that center point. And now our sketch is fully defined and ready. And so all I need to add are these fillets here, but I'll do that after I do my extrusion. So now I can go to isometric view. I can zoom out of this PDF and I can figure out how long this is supposed to be. Oops, that's the next question. So it looks like this extrusion is going to be 10 millimeters thick. So features, extruded base. Let's make it 10 millimeters. Oops, we want it to go the other way. This is supposed to be 10. And then press OK. And again, I'm just going to name this feature. You can call it whatever you want. So I'm just going to call it, I don't know, left triangle wing. And then now let's just add those fillets. So just click fillet. And you can actually usually select fillets through surfaces. Oh, I don't have fillet selected. So fillet here. And it's loading, there we go. And I need that to be filleted. And then I need this to be filleted. And it looks like it's supposed to have a, well, let's make sure I did the right extrusion. So yep, still 10 millimeters thick. I was looking at the wrong question. And then these fillet here are supposed to be 2 millimeters, or 2 millimeter radius. And then press OK. So that looks like everything. Cast carbon steel, cast alloy steel, I mean, 40 millimeters. And then now I just need to add this through all cut. So let me name these fillet wing fillet. I'll call this left wing fillets. Now let's just add the circle through all cut here. So sketch. Just need to draw a circle. Luckily this one's pretty easy because we already kind of made sure that the center was the origin. I don't need to add any special relations there. So this would be 24 millimeters in diameter. And again, this is just a through all cut. extrude cut, and through all, press OK. Again, I'm just going to label this feature just because there's so many. So let's call this center through cut. That way, when I make changes to this, it'll be easy to kind of reference my parts. I guess I should be saving this as I go. Thank you, SolidWorks, for reminding me. And now I can just check the mass properties, and let's see if one of my choices are the answer choice. So 904.86, and that is option B, 904.86. So I'll do the next questions in another video.